Hey guys, welcome to Masquerade of Motherhood, or as I like to call it, the Mom Show. I'm your host, Courtney Doyle, and this is a place where I am giving you permission to not have it all together. I have some really exciting news. Due to the response from the podcast, I have decided to take the Mom Show on the road. Yep, you heard that right. I am looking to partner with mom groups, small groups, women's events, or Bible studies. They could be in your home or in your church. I want us to join together and remove the masks we wear and claim our identity in Christ. If you're part of a group and you would like for me to speak, follow the link to my website, CourtneyDoyleMinistries.com, and complete the request.
So in our country, we have, life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness. And our pursuit of happiness is often very self-gratifying, self-seeking. It's part of our Western culture, right? We are very much pull yourself up by your bootstraps. It's very individualistic. It's about me. It's not about the we. And we forget that it's not all about me. And it's not about what I just want at the expense of everyone else. Like, as long as I'm happy, my truth, my goals, my dreams, it is self-seeking. And at the end of the day, you can get everything you've ever wanted and dreamed of, and you are unhappy and you're depressed and you're anxious. So that would be one thing that I would say is we're a culture who pursues life, liberty, pursuit of happiness, but we're misdirecting that pursuit. We're pursuing ourselves instead of Christ and what he wants. And he says, blessed are those who, right? It's like completely different. It's those who serve others, those who give, those who help, those who turn the other cheek. He just takes what we think is going to make us happy and he turns it right side up.
Hey guys, welcome back. I love so much what Hannah shared with us last week, but this particular portion really stuck out to me. You see, I interviewed Hannah back in December, and it was something that just resonated, and I felt like it was such a perfect Mom 101 tip. It's not all about you. It's something that, as she said, our world teaches, this pursuit of life, liberty, and happiness. And we know that that is what the world is screaming at us and at our children right now. The world is saying it is all about you. It's about your truth and your feelings and your needs and wants and desires, this me attitude. But it's not the way God intended it. Our kids are being fed this expectation from really every avenue, whether it's TV shows, it could be commercials, social media, other adults, their friends. Sometimes, and I may step on toes here, it's us feeding that lie to our children, that it's all about them. You see, our world is marching to the same tune of love yourself. You do you. You are in control. What do you want? Your needs, your desires are what's most important. This is your world, and it's your time to shine. I think you could identify with that. I know I certainly can. I'm not saying that loving yourself or pursuing dreams or even setting boundaries to protect yourself are bad things. But as we pursue those things, we often lose sight of what our pursuit should be. When happiness only comes by way of our accomplishments, our purchases, our likes on social media, or attention from others, our pursuit may be misguided. If we have expectations in our relationships that only make us feel good, our pursuit is misguided. The saying of, if mama ain't happy, nobody's happy. Well, if we parent from a place where our children need to behave, perform, and be who we dream they would be, then our pursuit of happiness is misguided. There's a misconception that happiness revolves solely around individual desires and achievements. And then there's this intersection where our identity is a direct result of our achievements and our happiness. You see how that's a misconception? This self-centered approach to happiness is often narrow and, unfulfilling. Hannah references the Beatitudes that we find in Mathew 5 in our conversation as this contrasting view of what the world believes, and she's correct. And really, that's what Jesus came to do. They speak of blessings upon the meek, the merciful, the peacemakers. qualities that prioritize others and align with a deeper spiritual understanding of fulfillment. The Beatitudes teach us that true happiness comes from living in harmony with God and others, not from a self-centered pursuit alone. Interestingly enough, I have been currently studying Jen Wilkins' Bible study, Sermon on the Mount, where we take a deep dive into the largest teaching that he has when he's here on earth. And here's what Jen says, and I'm quoting her. She says, the first few verses are where character takes root. Then verses 5-8 is where character bears fruit. Jesus is setting them up for what's to come, and he's exploding their expectations. These Beatitudes aren't about what you should do, but about who you should be. You see, our identity shouldn't come from what we do. It shouldn't come from what our kids do. Their identity shouldn't be specified by what they do either. The grades that they make, the team that they're on, the list goes on and on. See, all of our identities should be rooted in who God says we are and how we can share him with others. Here are 5 ways that I want to help you teach your children about the correlation between happiness and identity. And when I share these things with you, I want you to know I'm on the front row. These are things that I am researching, that I am exploring, and I am trying to teach myself. And I use this podcast as an opportunity to share them with you. So, first one, lead by example. Children learn a great deal just by observation of the behaviors of other people. So, when we model kindness, empathy, generosity, when they see those actions and interactions with others, it highlights the importance of thinking beyond yourself. Number 2, encourage empathy. Help them develop empathy. Here's what I like to do. Oftentimes, I'm going to ask my kids questions that are going to help them understand the feelings and the perspectives of another party involved in a situation. I want them to put their feet in the other person's shoes. What does it feel like from their perspective? I think when we do that, it gives us a prime opportunity to teach empathy in situations. Number 3, practice gratitude. Encourage your children to appreciate the kindness and support that they receive from others. Practice gratitude exercises, whether it's having them write them down or chat about it at dinner. Next week, my conversation with my guest has a great example of how she did this in her family with a tangible resource. And it's easy, but it packs a big punch. Number 4, community engagement. How can we get our children involved outside of themselves in the community? Maybe it's participating in projects that benefit others. Maybe have them donate toys or clothes or things like that and bring them with you. Show them where you're bringing those items. I know that most local churches and lots of volunteer organizations are out there, and if you look into it, they have opportunities that children can come alongside you and can serve others. Again, it makes a positive impact on the community, and it teaches our kids, well, it's not all about you. Here's the 5th one that I absolutely love. Emphasize inner qualities. What if we shifted our focus from their external achievements to internal qualities such as kindness or honesty, resilience, or highlight when we see them being empathetic to others? If we help our children understand that true happiness comes from nurturing positive character traits and fostering meaningful connections with others, well, then we're setting them up for a better foundation in life where they won't wrap their identity around achievements, won't wrap their identity around what the world says identifies us, but they'll wrap their identity around the truth of who God says they are and who He created them to be. You know, life's hard, and there are going to be things that come our way and things that come our children's way that can remove achievements, can remove success, can remove financial stability, whatever it may be. Those things are fleeting. there is no security in those things. And so if we don't want our children's identity to be as volatile as the world proclaims it to be, then we need to be the ones teaching them where to root their identity in, because that is steady and constant and never changing. Until next time. Thanks so much for listening to Masquerade of Motherhood with Courtney Doyle. We want to be sure this blesses you and other mothers. And in order to do this, first, you must subscribe. This way you won't ever miss an episode. Also, if you'll rate and review this podcast on iTunes or wherever you're listening, this will increase our reach to other mothers who need a little encouragement, a community, and a whole lot of Jesus. We're so glad you're here.